welcome to day 4 of practicing A Course in Miracles workbook every day for the year. Your thoughts are not you. You are not your thoughts, and your thoughts doesn't mean anything. That's what the practice of today is about. And if you want to stick along, I'm going to read the practice for us, the lesson, and we can practice together. So I invite you to close your eyes for a second, to take a deep breath, to quiet your mind, to really devote these few minutes for you. You deserve your time. You can keep your eyes closed or open, and I'm gonna read the lesson for us. So lesson 4. These thoughts do not mean anything. They are like the things I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place. They do not mean anything. Unlike the preceding ones, this exercise does not begin with the idea for the day. In these practice periods, begin with noting the thoughts that are crossing your mind for about a minute. Then apply the idea to them. If you are already aware of unhappy thoughts, use them as subjects for the idea. Do not, however, select only the thoughts you think are bad. You will find, if you train yourself to look at your thoughts, that they represent such a mixture that, in a sense, none of them can be called good or bad. This is why they do not mean anything. In selecting the subjects for the application of today's idea, the usual specificity is required. Do not be afraid to use good thoughts as well as bad. None of them represents your real thoughts, which are being covered up by them. The good ones are but shadows of what lies beyond. And shadows make sight difficult. The bad ones are blocks to sight and make seeing impossible. You do not want them either. This is a major exercise and will be repeated from time to time in somewhat different form. The aim here is to train you in the first steps towards the goal of separating the meaningless from the meaningful. It is a first attempt in the long-range purpose of learning to see meaningless as outside you and meaningful within you. It is also the beginning of training your mind to recognize what is the same and what is different. In using your thoughts for application of the idea for today, identify each thought by the central figure or event it contains. For example, this thought about, and you can fill the gap, does not mean anything. So it could be, this thought about my car does not mean anything. This thought about my neighbor does not mean anything. This thought about my job, this thought about my income, this thought about my life, my partner, my children, my parents, my friends. This thought about politics, about the news, does not mean anything. It is like the things I see in this room, on this street, and so on. You can also use the idea for a particular thought that you recognize as harmful. This practice is useful, but is not a substitute for the more random procedures to be followed for the exercises. Do not, however, examine your mind for more than a minute or so. You are too inexperienced as yet to avoid a tendency to become pointlessly preoccupied. Further, since this exercise is the first of their kind, you may find the suspension of judgment in connection with thoughts particularly difficult. Do not repeat this exercise more than 3 or 4 times during the day, and we will return to them later. That's the exercise. These thoughts do not mean anything. You are not your thoughts, and these thoughts, any thought that crosses your mind for a minute, you can say, these thoughts do not mean anything. And as I say here on the lesson, what we are doing with this exercise is dropping out all the judgment, all the belief, all the meaning, all the histories that comes with the thought. We are drop all them out. We are not entertaining the thought. They do not mean anything. I like that this idea really takes us by the hand and start clearing up our minds to not entertain thoughts and to not go on and on and on the thoughts, to really clear the mind so we can hear the true voice. And that's all for today. Practice 3 or 4 times, as I say here on the lesson, that your thoughts does not mean anything, and you are not your thoughts. I hope you like the practice of the day, and feel free to share how it was for you. If you can meditate, reflect on that, and share your experience, your practice with us, that would be awesome. And if you like to join us on this journey that I recently just started, that's only day 4. I'm going to do this for the whole year, and you're going to receive every day these quick videos of the lesson of the day. And in a year we can change so much and grow so much, and I'm so excited for us to do this together. So if you like, subscribe below, and we continue on this journey together. See you again tomorrow. Bye bye.